Hello all sentient beings and welcome to the Transmissions Podcast, where we talk all Hasbro, Takara, and third-party Transformers! On this episode of Transmissions, Takara Tomy reveals their latest beastly masterpiece Transformer. Hasbro runs another fan vote to pick the next Decepticon for War For Cybertron, and Toyhax has a bunch of new sticker sets available for their June update. Today is Wednesday, June 19th, 2019, and this is episode 334 of Transmissions.
Welcome to Transmissions, the podcast that is show accurate in both modes. I'm your host Charles, aka Big C, and I'm joined by the excellent Transmissions team. Jeremy, aka Yakko.
Hey, how you doing?
And Daryl, the Cybertronian Beast.
Hey, how's it going? Let's talk Transformers.
All right. Thanks, everyone, for joining us again for another amazing, spectacular episode of Transmissions. As always, we start off by thanking our Donatreons, those beautiful people who give us money on Patreon and PayPal. You guys are awesome. You help us keep the show going, and without you, we couldn't do this every week. So thank you for your support. If you want to become a Donatreon, if you're not one already, I should tell you, there's a link. You can go to transmissionspodcast.com/support, and that's how you can become a Donatreon. And links to Patreon and PayPal will help us out there. All right, yeah, so we know a bunch of folks are planning to go to TFCon in Toronto. That's July 12th to 14th. Daryl and I will be there.
Damn right.
Yes. And thank you, Daryl.
No problem.
We were thinking, and we mentioned last week and a couple of weeks ago that we have some new shirt designs. So we thought maybe some people might be interested in getting a shirt. So we thought we could help y'all out and bring a bunch of shirts to TFCon if people were interested. But we need to hear from you guys because, you know,
soon.
Yeah, we don't want to buy a bunch of shirts and then get there and no one wants a shirt, because then we wasted a lot of money on shirts. And you don't want us to waste your hard-earned Patreon money on shirts if no one's going to buy them, right? So
I would wager that if you found out someone wanted a shirt ahead of time, you would sell it to them for a lot cheaper than if we had to sell the leftover shirts at the show.
Yep, that is...
Would that be accurate?
That would be accurate. So, yeah, take our survey, and I'm not going to make any promises, but if you have a specific shirt that you want, we might even be able to work out like a little pre-order thing. We'll see. I'm not promising that, but at the very least, let us know if you want a shirt and what your favorite design is. We'll probably take maybe the top 2 designs and a bunch of sizes, you know. So let us know the shirt you're interested in, the size you want. And you'll see the prices are there in the survey. So I think we're selling the shirts for about $15 US, which is about $20 Canadian. So that's actually cheaper than the TeePublic site, and there's no shipping costs. So it's an opportunity if you're at TFCon to get a shirt. And we are planning probably to do the same thing at TFCon DC. I think Jeremy is definitely or likely going, and
likely.
I might be going, so there's an opportunity there, but we'll revisit that in a few months when we have more firm plans. But definitely TFCon Toronto, if you are going to be there and you want a shirt, fill out the survey.
Yeah, we're also looking at the Tape Man and Boombox Man shirts. We are looking at maybe doing convention specific, or not really specific to that convention, but like a 2019 convention type modification. So if you're going, check the TeePublic store this week, and there might also be a variant that will just last around convention season, and then we'll take it off and bring it back.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so we'll have the survey link in the show notes. It's bit.ly/TMshirts2019.
And remember, Donatreons have a 30% off code for the rest of the month of June.
Yes.
So check Patreon for that, or Discord. If you come in there's a pinned post, and you can always ask us and we'll help you out.
And if you are a Donatreon and you're going to TFCon, I think we can probably work out even a better deal for you if you're going to TFCon. So fill out that survey. Let us know. Speaking of all those Donatreon benefits, another one of those benefits is getting automatically entered in our monthly Toyhax $10 gift code giveaway. And we are going to do the June giveaway today. This contest is open to everyone, but if you are a Donatreon, your name is automatically put into the list. But if you want to enter, you need to send us an email at contest@transmissionspodcast.com. and tell us you want to enter in whatever month you're sending it in, that month's giveaway, and send us also a picture of one of your favorite Transformers that you'd like to get stickers for, and we will enter you in the contest. But you Donatreons, you lucky folks, don't have to do any of that. Your name is just automatically entered. So here we go. And Jeremy, is your assistant ready?
Computer, are you ready?
I'm ready when you are.
Can she give us a number between 1 and 106?
Computer, give me a random number between 1 and 106.
Your random number between 1 and 106 is 51.
Chris Jones. Congratulations, Chris.
Awesome.
Right. Well done.
I don't recognize the name. Or maybe Jonesy, I think, on Twitter, maybe?
I believe that is Jonesy. Who I met
That Cantina
in
cast.
person at Celebration. Yeah.
Oh, congratulations.
Well done.
You are getting a $10 gift code for Toyhax. Spend it in good health and show us the stickers you got.
I will be in touch to get your pertinent information.
All right. It's always good to give away some stuff. Congratulations, Jonesy. All right. Well, that's all the preamble, so let's get into some toy news.
All right, this week we got a couple masterpiece topics to talk about, and I'm going to start off with a recolor that we all kind of saw coming, but it's still nice to see. This is Masterpiece 19 Plus Smokescreen in the anime colors. So there's nothing really new about the figure itself. It's Masterpiece Smokescreen, the same one we got before, but the paint job's different. It's toy accurate paint job, a lot less decals on the side, a lot more of a flat finish. So the colors are very, I'm not going to say bland, but there's not as shiny as they were in the original release. It looks really cool. There's no chrome on it, but it does look very cartoon accurate. I think the mold kind of lends itself to that. It does show a price here as being 8,500 yen, or approximately $78.50 US. It will be available at Takara Tomy Mall as an exclusive item, and as a release will be around wintertime. Yeah, it's definitely something we expected. They seem to be doing these anime colors with all the previous releases. I personally really like the smokescreen mold, just because of the extra ground effects that they did with the figure in alt mode. And I think the face is different. I'm trying to see mine from...
The face looks more like animation.
Yeah, so I'm trying to see mine from where I sit, and I can't. It's too far away, but I would definitely say that the face is a lot more animation accurate.
I mean, he has a huge chin.
Huge chin, yeah.
He's got a little smirk, too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, well, I like it. You guys, I don't think either one of you have a smoke screen.
Mm-mm.
I don't need multiple Dotson brothers. I have a Prowl. That's good enough for me.
Is it open?
Still in the box.
Yeah.
Mine's open.
I do like the price, though. The price is much more reasonable than the Masterpiece Hound we talked about last week.
Yeah.
It's more in line with, the other Dotson brothers.
Yeah, it's a throwback to the bygone era of Masterpiece, toys. So all the old days, such good memories of those days. Anyway, I mentioned there was a second Masterpiece topic, and there definitely is one. This one came right out of left field. We had no idea that this one was coming.
Just came roaring onto the scene.
Roaring. Absolutely tearing it up. This is Masterpiece Leo Convoy. Or Lio Convoy. Let's go Lio Convoy, yeah. This just... I did not see this one coming. I think, if I remember correctly, when they did the vote, and which Starsaber won, I believe Lio Convoy was in that grouping. But that would have been the only other time that I remember seeing this guy, even in the conversation for a Masterpiece toy. Obviously, Lio Convoy is the leader of the Autobots for Beast Wars 2nd.
Maximals.
Sure. Yeah. All right.
In Japan, they're just Cybertrons, right?
Cybertron.
Yeah. So we're both wrong, Jeremy. Suck it. He transforms into a white lion, gold mane, and a really cool looking, Optimus Prime-esque robot mode. I gotta say, I really do love the robot mode. It's very statuesque. It presents a very regal look with that lion head on the shoulder. It looks really badass. The alt mode, the lion mode, is kind of goofy, but that is where the controversy kind of comes in. And yes, this figure has only been being shown for the last couple days, but there's already controversy surrounding it. And that has to do with the lion mode, and that people want it to look more realistic. Yes, a realistic robot lion. They want it more realistic. And when you see the comparisons from the current, like the promotional shots, you can definitely see that they have matched the cartoon model right down to the T. And I don't know what else to say. I think it looks really good. If this thing isn't astronomically expensive, like all the new ones have been, I would consider picking it up. I have a feeling it's going to be astronomically expensive, so I'm going to probably avoid it, but I really like the look of it. Jeremy, what are your thoughts on Masterpiece Lio Convoy?
Well, I agree with the robot mode looks amazing. I really like it. Except if you look at the picture from the back,
okay.
His I guess they're his front paws from Beast Mode are just kind of hanging there in space. Like it's not even kind of like a backpack hanging off. These are coming, pointing up. And that's really kind of the worst part I can see about this toy.
They're like,
so if you're going to display them,
they're like growths coming out of his elbows, right?
Right. Yeah. So like if you're going to display them, you're going to have to figure out, how to hide that, unless this is a mistransformation, which it very well could be. I think one of the issues with the lion, like the controversy, is the head on his shoulder is different from the head in Beast Mode.
Mm-hmm.
So you can see the Beast Mode head kind of, I guess the mane flips around to reveal the other head. But I think it's fine. I personally, not as someone that hasn't really watched the actual show, I kind of like that the Beast Mode has that anime look, and it's very much the anime look.
Mm-hmm.
But then the robot mode just, looks more robotic, and, I think it looks amazing. And I would say most people are going to be posing it in robot mode anyway.
Likely.
And the picture here with it next to Optimus Primal just shows the scale, and they just look so good together.
Mm-hmm.
If it's not super expensive, this would be, on my want list. But like you said, it probably will be.
Mm-hmm. Well, like you mentioned, this MP Lio Convoy will be approximately the height of MP Optimus Primal in robot mode. They're about the same size.
The shoulder lion head goes a little higher.
Right, yeah. It's going to be the 48th Masterpiece, so MP 48. And it's expected in January or February of 2020. So 9 months away. Charles, what are your thoughts on Lio Convoy here? Does it fit? If you don't have a Beast Wars shelf going for Masterpiece, does this kind of skip it, and does it kind of supersede that as like a leader shelf?
If you're interested in like collecting lots of different leaders or prime likes, or I guess primes, this would be a good guy to have on your shelf. It's very much looks like an Optimus Prime who just has a lion alternate mode. which I mean that's what they're going for. So it's it's even got the color scheme in robot mode, kind of bears that out a little bit. The lion mode, I do think the lion face is a little goofy. I mean, I don't need the lion to be quote unquote realistic animal like, but I would like the lion face to be a little bit, I don't know, badass or something. I don't know. It does seem weird to me that the shoulder lion head and the beast mode lion head are not the same. That we've got a faux lion head now in robot mode. That I don't like. But and also I don't know if the lion mode is mistransformed in this picture, but it does look a little gappy in the back there. It doesn't look like it's all pegged together there, and that's a little weird. I mean, it seems like the Beast Wars Masterpiece figures have not been all that they don't hang together as well in their alternate mode as the robotic G1 figures have. And I mean, it's just, I think maybe it's just the difficulty of getting a robot folded into an animal shape, like a quote unquote smooth animal shape. It's a little bit more difficult, but yeah, I mean, I think you're going to display it in robot mode anyway, so that's fine.
Yeah, I don't know. I do have the original Lio Convoy figure, and it doesn't really look great in the lion mode, but it doesn't really have a goofy face for the lion mode. It's just kind of a standard kind of lion, but. Yeah, I mean, I can see why that they would probably have done like a shoulder face and then a regular face. They kind of wanted to disengage the conscious face for the robot, for the the lion mode when it's sitting on the shoulder, and when it's sitting there on the shoulder, it's very much just a decorative face, right? Kind of like a mask. So that's the way I'm kind of looking at it, is he's kind of got this mask on, but then when he transforms into lion mode, that mask becomes animate and, his consciousness inhabits it, right? So that's how I'm seeing it. But, so I don't mind it. I think it's a really cool idea. Yeah, they don't appear to hold together well. That's going to be a problem with curvaceous figures, regardless of, of what kind of curves that they provide. But yeah, I think it looks really cool. I really do. I think, who was it that came out with the super stylized third-party one a couple of years ago? I can't remember the company's name. But I fully expected to see a whole bunch of those things starting to hit the Facebook groups and stuff. And I haven't yet, which is pretty surprising. Yeah, who did that? Crap. Was that Perfect Effect? I think it was Perfect Effect. Yes. It was a Xerxes. That was the name of it. Xerxes by Perfect Effect. A gorgeous looking figure, but very different aesthetic. So I think we will probably see some of those when we get closer to January, February. Again, they are very, very different aesthetics. So the people who only want the one Lio Convoy will probably go with the Masterpiece. But the ones that really want a really cool looking one, because I think this Xerxes one looks a lot cooler to me. Take a look and see. But yeah, that's all I brought to the table this week. Jeremy, what do you got?
I have a couple things. The first is there is a company called Super Impulse that has this toy line called the World's Smallest, and they have done, I've seen in the stores, everything from World's Smallest Rubik's Cube to Hot Wheels to Tinker Toys, lots of Fisher-Price stuff, and they have announced, or I guess I don't know if these are actual rumors or what, but we have even a listing on deepdiscount.com for Transformers, G.I. Joe, and Power Rangers. So the Transformers first wave looks like it's going to be Optimus Prime, Bumblebee, and Starscream. And these look to be just little figures that there was a release in Peru, I think, last year, that these are pretty much the same figures, about 5 centimeters tall. and non-transformable, just like PVC figures. The downside is they're going to be $13 a piece, according to this listing. For $13, you're almost at the price point of getting, a real Transformer. If you're a collector of particular characters or just, little PVC figures, I think, they look fun, just to show. It looks like the packaging art for the Transformers isn't finalized yet. The G.I. Joe and Power Rangers ones look to kind of homage the original packaging art, or at least the G.I. Joe one does in particular. But what do you guys think of these? Excited to get more non-transforming Transformers?
Well, at $13, that's more than a Legends figure. So
yeah, it's more than a Legends, but I was thinking more deluxe. It's like kind of in the middle between the two.
Yeah. Not for me. I mean, if they were world's smallest and they transformed, that would be one thing. But
yeah, when I first saw the news, I thought it was like a return of the world's smallest Transformers line, and I was excited because that line is awesome. They are actual tiny Transformers that transform, but this is not that.
Yeah. So yeah, pass.
And Daryl?
Yeah, I mean, little figures are fine. I do wish that they transformed because we know it's possible. Even Hasbro and Takara have done it. It's cool for the people who are interested. The capability is there to actually make them transform. So I would probably pass on them myself as well.
One more thing I have here is the Tokyo Toy Show had a surprise in the display here. They have prototypes of Snaptrap and Scalor, and kind of giving us our first look at Piranacon, and this would be in the Generation Select line. So if you are wanting to get one of the remaining combiners that haven't been put out like during Combiner Wars and stuff, I'm sure this will be the same technology at heart. These figures look pretty good. I'm not super familiar with Piranacons myself, but the sculpts look really nice, and looks like the figure is going to be pretty big. Daryl, what do you think of this?
I think it's cool. As one of the last couple combiners that need doing for the line, I'm glad that they're doing them, and they are really stretching that Silverbolt mold out. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
It's been retooled. It's just a skeleton now that they just put new plastic over. The design is still there from the original Silverbolt figure. But no, I think it's cool. I'm glad that they're doing it. More power to the people who want it. Piranacon was a very late combiner and was made up of 6 of the Scramble City figures. And the 6th, whoever got left out, became a gun. So there you go. I don't think they're going to do 6. I think they'll just do 5 and leave it at that. I think it's cool.
It does look like, I think we mentioned previously, talking about this as well, that Snaptrap is being remolded from Hunger and Scalor is remolded from Blot.
Mm-hmm.
Charles, I figure you're probably not going to be adding another combiner, but what do you think about this?
I mean, I think it is nice to try and complete the combiner set for G1. I mean, I know this is still not complete because we're still missing Monstructor. The only question I have, I guess, is do you think this will come stateside? I mean, we're several years away. Go ahead.
This is Generation Select line, so it would be either
Pulse.
exclusive, Hasbro Pulse or Amazon or something like that.
Yeah.
So it is a limited audience, but for such a, like you said, Daryl, it was late in G1. So the audience for this isn't going to be as big as some of the others.
But I actually could see them doing 6 figures. I mean, it's not really much of a stretch to do another combiner limb and just, have a random, or have them all, like, give them all random gun modes that, like, where a peg flips out and you can the combiner hand can hold it. I mean,
Oh yeah, I mean the original was a bullshit gun anyway.
yeah.
Yeah. Or you just have the 6th character not be part of it. I mean, we got additional, aerial bot now, and
Yeah.
Make the 6th one a chest plate.
Yeah, or Like it'll be a Legends class figure, like it with the Aerial Bots. Power Glide was a Legends figure that turned into a gun, so they could do something like that. But yeah, I mean, so yeah, I mean, let's see what they're gonna do. It would be weird if they didn't do the six Seacons. If they're going for Seacons, they need to go all in on the Seacons. Don't skimp on the Seacons.
Yeah.
I think this is like the 10th time I've told this story, but the Seacons featured in Transformers number 47, which was the first like comic that I started where I was seriously collecting the Transformers comics. So they figured in the Underbase saga relatively prominently, but that's pretty much all the spotlight they got in the G1 comics.
So you are going to get it?
Nah. They weren't featured that heavily.
Oh. All right. Well, that is everything I got this week. I'm sure we'll talk about this more once there's actual color pictures and everything. So Charles, what do you have this week?
All right. Well, it's too late now, but last week Hasbro on their Facebook page, on the Transformers Facebook page, put out a fan vote for the next Decepticon. So the choices were between Gnaw, Runamuck, Needle Nose, and Shrapnel.
No, that's wrong. The choices were between Needle Nose and Runamuck. If you chose Gnaw or Shrapnel, you were an idiot. Because those have toys. Those have current toys. Needle Nose and Runamuck do not have current toys.
Shrapnel doesn't have a current toy either.
Yes, it does.
No, you're thinking of Scrapnel.
Funny Jeremy.
I'm just saying because my theory is these are all rigged anyway.
Right.
They wouldn't have go through the process of getting the name back. They weren't going to put a toy out.
Right.
Well, I mean, presumably since this would be in the War for Cybertron line, they'd all get quote unquote Cybertronian mode. So maybe if they did do Shrapnel or Gnaw again, they would be somewhat different. But yeah,
you're saying
your
Gnaw
point is well
an
taken.
Actual like Earth Shark.
Yeah. Well, and Gnaw has a Cyberverse figure out.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I think you could probably mark him off.
Yeah. So the fan vote has happened. I actually didn't get a chance to vote, but I probably would have picked Needle Nose.
Terrible.
What would you have? So I guess you would have picked Runamuck, right?
I did vote for Runamuck.
That's who I picked too.
Okay.
Although, did they spell Runamuck differently?
They did.
Runamuck.
They better have counted the votes for both spellings because they hashtagged them in the picture RUNAMOK, and then in the vote in the list for the vote they spelled it RUNAMUCK. So. Yeah. They really screwed it up. And
Needle Nose is
going to win because they fucked it up. Yeah.
Well, yeah, it's weird because the original G1 toy was spelled AMUCK, but the actual phrase, like the phrase to run amok, is AMOK. So, yeah, someone didn't proofread this.
No.
But yeah, and then with Run Amok, you get Runabout pretty easily, right? I mean, it's just a recolor.
Yeah,
yeah.
But yeah, so I mean, I'd be happy with either one. Although if they do Run Amok, they better do Runabout. I mean, just do it.
Oh yeah, those are the two guys who third party have left alone, who haven't touched, and who Hasbro has not touched since the club exclusive. That's the only thing that they've gotten since G1.
Mm-hmm.
It's ridiculous. Like, even third party has said, we're not going to do Runabout and Run Amok. Like, two hardcore G1 characters that are instant, recolor ability.
Yep.
Selling two of the same character. Like, come on, guys. It's easy money.
All right. So next, we've got some more stuff coming out of the Tokyo Toy Show. So now we've got a first look at the War for Cybertron Siege Mirage figure. So this was another fan vote from last year. So we had, I mean, I think we did see these at Toy Fair earlier this year, but now we've got the physical images here. So we've got Mirage and we've got Impactor here.
You're talking a lot about fan votes today, Charles, and I think I need to remind you that as per Jeremy's contract, whenever fan vote is mentioned, you have to do air quotes. It's an audio podcast. Yes, I realize that, but you still need to do fan vote. You can tell I did air quotes there.
Should we just call them fake fan votes?
Sure.
Yeah. Jeremy, what do you think of this Mirage figure? Does it look Cybertronian enough for you?
It doesn't really look Cybertronian, really at all. I mean, it's like an Earth car with a funky back end.
Yeah.
But I like that they're doing translucent blue plastic where, kind of play off Mirage's special ability.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's neat. Robot mode looks like Mirage. And I mean, I do also like, I think we saw this before, instead of was it Citrain logo on the side, it's now some Cybertronian glyphs. I don't know what it means.
Citrain.
But that's what it translates to?
I'm pretty sure.
Well, that'd be funny. But yeah, it's I think it looks really good in robot mode. Yeah, I can live with the car mode.
What about you, Daryl?
Well, first on the record, I don't know what those things are supposed to translate to. I just think it would be hilarious if it did, or if it just translated to smoke.
It says Mirage is best.
I think I'm not a huge fan of this car mode at all. It's too chunky. It doesn't look like you'd be very fast at all. Maybe that's how the gravity on Cybertron works. Whenever they make a new Mirage figure, I instantly start comparing it to Classics Mirage, which was a gorgeous figure. And if you've never seen a Classics Mirage or held or messed around with a Classics Mirage, do yourself a favor and track one down. They're not overly expensive. They're just harder to find because they're like 15 years old now. But track it down, find it. It's a sleek figure. It transforms into a very thin robot, and the transformation's sublime. It's very well done. But this one here, it looks chunky. It looks cheap almost, I guess, as the plastic looks really cheap. The one thing I'm going to give them credit for is the tires. They've put some kind of like weird tread on them, which I give them credit for. If anything's going to look quote unquote Cybertronian, I did air quotes again, it's the tires. And I don't know, I'm not a engineer. Charles is going to help me with this. Would those tires be any kind of grip whatsoever with a tread pattern and then a slick pattern? I don't know. Charles, help me out here.
Well, I mean, I question the utility of rubber tires on a metal world where all the roads are presumably metal. So I don't know.
Well, they'd be better than metal on metal.
It'd be better if they just.
Where are the rubber trees growing on Cybertron?
Yeah, but really, it needs to have more of a ship look to it without the tires at all. But
right,
I'm not going to get that.
Yeah. They should be hover vehicles.
I mean, think of Bumblebee's alt mode from the first cartoon.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That should be how it is.
I did want to. So this display from Tokyo Toy Show, they do have a lot of the Siege figures all crammed together. They've got Omega Supreme in both his base mode and his robot mode. I like the display here. You've got Omega Supreme grabbing Thundercracker in Tetrajet mode in his claw. That's a nice little display there, and then all the other figures are kind of.
How bad does Thundercracker look with those paint?
Yeah, the battle damage.
It's horrible.
Yeah.
How does that get past any design approval?
This looks like somebody spit on it.
I know. It looks like it was just like under a tree, and there were a lot of birds up in the branches. I mean, I was looking forward to Thundercracker because he was one of my favorite Seekers. This looks absolutely horrible.
Yeah, it's a real shame. All the battle damage, the paint apps are pretty terrible. It's really keeping me from buying a lot of these figures. I got the Chromia figure because it had no battle damage, and I'm not picking up a lot of these figures.
This makes you wonder what they're feeding Laserbeak and Buzzsaw.
Yuck. All right, we've got a couple more Siege figures coming down the way. These are more repaints, though, but we do get our first look at War for Cybertron Siege, Ratchet, and Blue Streak. So Ratchet is, of course, a recolor of Ironhide, and Blue Streak is a recolor of Prowl. So I like the color schemes. Like they are pretty G1 accurate for both of these characters. And Ratchet's got his gray/black crest instead of a red crest, so that's definitely more cartoon influence than comic influence. So, but it's cool to see their color schemes pretty well done. It also, I don't see a lot of battle damage on these two figures. I don't know if that's just because they're maybe samples or something, but they look good. I mean, they're just recolors, so there's nothing really amazing about them since we've already seen the Ironhide and Prowl figures. They look good. Daryl, what do you think?
Well, it looks to me like the shoulder pieces are new. The crotch piece is new. Yeah,
on
just
Ratchet?
doing some comparison. Yeah, on Ratchet. So there is some new molding here. I can't imagine the Altmo is going to look any different. They just want to do something that's going to differentiate him from Ironhide a little. But
They'll probably have a light bar,
yeah,
like they did with Prowl.
that's right. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Blue Streak, I like his colors. You know, he actually looks a little different than, Prowl does. And Prowl, he doesn't look as egregiously, top heavy. But again, we're looking at him dead on straight, so that's probably the reason why. I don't know. His colors definitely look better to me than Prowl's do. And Ratchet's, I think, I don't know. I like Ratchet. I've always kind of liked Ratchet, but if I see him, because deluxes in Canada are $30. So this is buying these deluxes are, you really got to want it to spend $30. Unless you can find a sale going on, which I full on expect in the next little while. So they're okay. They're not spinning my head or anything like that.
All right, Jeremy, any thoughts on these guys?
Ratchet isn't really doing a lot for me. It seems very bland. But like you said, Daryl, it could just be the angle of the picture. We're just seeing it sitting on a trackpad of a laptop.
Mm-hmm. And they've got the legs closed together, like with the pegs.
Yeah.
So, I mean...
It very much looks like a brick.
Yes.
I agree. Blue Streak looks great. Or, sorry, Smoke Screen. Don't know why I said Blue Streak.
What? No, Blue Streak. You were right the first time.
Oh, sorry. I get these confused because we did Smoke Screen earlier in the show. I think the color scheme looks great. I like the design of the hood better than the Prowl design. Still not very Cybertronian looking, but what are you going to do? I'm hoping that all of these repaints don't come with battle damage, but I think that's wishful thinking. But yeah, I mean, I think if I saw these, I might pick up a Blue Streak instead of a Prowl.
All right. So those are my toy topics, and we're going to finish up the toy section with some rapid fire.
Absolutely, positively, definitely. Nobody can get the job done faster than I can. Nobody.
All right, and since we did the Toyhax drawing this week, we're going to do the Toyhax update. And it is for the month of June. And we're only halfway through the month, so, that's a little early, but whatever. We got a new update from Toyhax, and they have done some stickers for the Siege, Minicons, Laserbeak, and Ravage. These are a really small set, but they definitely want to let you know that they have created a new dual cannons for Laserbeak, so make them look a little bit more G1-like. So you got those cannons over the shoulders of them. Onto Generations Selects. They've got Generations Selects Ricochet. So this is the recolor of the Jazz mold, and they've got a nice sticker set up for them. Onto Studio Series, and they've done two sets up. One's for Barricade, Studio Series Barricade, and the other one's for Studio Series Jetfire. And that's a big set there. Now we're moving on to third party, and they have continued their set for the Unique Toys Ragnaroos set, and this is for their Swindle figure. Make him look a little bit more G1 accurate. And now for the meat and potatoes of this update from Toyhax. They have gone balls to the wall on doing cell-shaded windows. And they've been doing these a lot more lately, but they decided they're going to do a whole whack of them all at once. So they've just released a bunch. First one is for Make Toys Downbeat. That's the Jazz figure. The next one, they decided they're going to throw some love at MP09 Rodimus Prime and give him some cell-shaded windows. Next up, they did 3 variants for Masterpiece Coneheads. So if you were to have all 3, you could get 3 different types, and then the cell shading will look different on all of them. Next up, they've got Fans Toys Tesla, and that's the Perceptor figure. And then we've got 3 variants for KFC's Transistor, and that's the Blaster figure. So you can do all kinds of different variants on the Blaster figure there. Following that, we've got Fans Toys Phoenix, that's Jetfire. And lastly, for the new ones, we've got a set of cell-shaded windows for Magic Square's Light of Freedom, and that is their Optimus Prime. And this is going to join all of the other cell-shaded sets that they've got, because they, like I said, have been doing a lot of them. And that is MP22 Ultra Magnus, Make Toys Gundog, that's Hound, X-Transbots Savant, Skids, Mastermind Creations Inventa, that's Skylinks, Toy World's Devil Star, it's Astro Train, KFC's Stratotanker, that's Octane, Fans Toys Apache and Rouge, Springer and RC, Fans Toys Spindrift, Sea Spray, Masterpiece Shattered Glass Optimus Prime, Fans Toys Quietus, Cyclonus, Bad Cube's Brawny, it's Brawn, Bad Cube's Engineer Huff is Huffer, iGear Hench, Brawn, X-Transbots Peon is Hoist, and X-Transbots Stacks is Pipes. So they have got a literal crap ton of cell-shaded windows to choose from now, if you're looking to do some of that work for yourself. Lastly, they wanted to remind everyone that they will have a booth at TFCon Toronto. They don't do a lot of shows, but TFCon Toronto is the one show that they do every year. So if you're going to be at TFCon Toronto, stop by the Toyhax booth and pick up your order in person. They always bring lots of cool stuff there. And that's it.
All right, and that'll do it for our toy discussion. So let's move on to some trips to the store. This is where we show off all the cool Transformer stuff we got this week. We do this as a video that we show on YouTube so you can see everything we got in beautiful high definition. But we also put the audio right here in the show so you can keep listening and listen to us describe our purchases in loving detail. But then check out that video as well so you can see everything in living color. So without further ado, trips to the store. All right, let's talk about the stuff we got this week. I got some comics. Transformers number 6. I didn't show this off. I was out the week that came out. So I got Transformers number 6. This is the Jack Lawrence cover. I like it. And Transformers number 7. Still in its original package. I was not able to get the Livio Ramondelli cover or the Guido Guidi cover, so I'm kind of stuck with the cover A. And you can see there is a trading card game booster pack packaged with Transformers number 7. IDW is doing a promotion this month with both Transformers number 7 and 8 getting trading card game booster packs, Transformers trading card game booster packs. So I think we all got this, so at the end of the Trips to the Store segment, we will open and unbox these right live on the show.
Don't tell me what to do.
You agreed to this, Daryl. All right, Jeremy, what do you got?
I got the same comic you got, but I got a different cover. I'm cover A. This was, I cannot remember the artist's name, so I'm looking it up. This is Christian Ward.
That's the same cover I got.
Oh, was? I thought you said, oh, you got the Casey Collar alternate cover.
No,
Sorry.
I got, cover A. That's what I got.
His still has the pack in it. You can't see it.
Oh.
You better open that if you're going to open the card pack, too. Not waiting for you to open the bag.
I also got an alternate cover. I got the Guido Guidi RI cover.
Ooh, nice.
So
La-di-da.
that's cool. This one, I don't know if I'm gonna. I guess I probably should take it out of the plastic. It's kind of cheap plastic, but
I'm taking it out now, Daryl.
Thanks, Charles.
anyway, that's all I got this week. Daryl.
I also have a comic, but this is the Transformers versus GoBots Ashcan. I forgot to show this off.
Ghostbusters.
That's what I said.
Ghostbusters. You said GoBots.
Did I? Did I say GoBots?
Yes, you did. You did.
Oh. Whoa. That's what I've been thinking about. That's what I dream about is GoBots versus Transformers. I love it so much. It's the best comic ever.
Tom Scioli has wormed his way into your brain.
Transformers, GoBots, Ashcan. I've had this for a while.
Did it again.
Transformers, GoBots, Ashcan.
No.
Oh, it's Ghostbusters. Why do I keep saying GoBots? Why do I keep saying GoBots? Transformers, Ghostbusters, Ashcan. Yay! Why was that so difficult? Damn it! That the guy that edits this is so lazy. That's gonna get left in. I've had this for
the video side.
I've had this for a while, and I just kept forgetting to show it. And this is, I got lucky. I found this at the comic store on Free Comic Book Day. It was literally sitting on the top of a box of comics without a stamp on it or a sticker. And I was like, holy shit, I'm grabbing this. So I grabbed it, and we all got digital copies, and they're very much available as a digital copy. But I was hoping to find a physical copy, and I did. Yay, me. As far as the comic for this week, I did also get Transformers number 7. I was also able to nab the Guido Guidi cover. This is a really cool cover. I still agree that I really don't know what the hell is this supposed to be, happening in here, but it's Guido Guidi and he's pretty awesome. My cover, because of the card pack in it, you're not going to be able to see it, but it bent the cover. Like there's an actual bend, like a ding in the crease there, and I'm really disappointed in that because this is an RI cover, and I really wouldn't have minded if it was one of the regulars, but this is a more expensive cover. But anyway, I doubt it's going to be worth anything, but it's beside the point. It damaged the cover. Anyway, so I have that as well. I do have the pack. It is unopened, ready to go. But I picked up a figure today, present for Father's Day. Yay, Father's Day. I picked up Siege Ironhide.
A present to you from you?
Nobody knows what to get me. I have everything. Yeah, so I bought this, and it's okay. I mean, I'm not super stoked about it. Like, people have been saying, the transformation is, amazing, and it's one of the best deluxes you've seen in a while, and I'm like, it's fine. I wasn't blown away by it. The gun, I thought the gun was kind of cool because the gun actually transforms into a club. So it's a little hammer. You could. I haven't tried it, but I was going to try to put like a Titan Master in the chest there. I think it would fit. It definitely looked like there's enough space in there. But you can tell that I do have some battle damage. It's literally just on the bottoms of his feet. That's the only spot that they are. And it doesn't look great. But yeah. It's an okay figure. It'll do for an Ironhide, but yeah, it's okay. Not anything to write home about. But I honestly, out of the deluxe class figures that I've had through Generations and all the other stuff, I don't have an Ironhide. So I was looking at it, thinking, you know what, this can be my Ironhide. So there you go. I have an Ironhide now, and I'm happy. But yeah, that's it. That's all I got this week.
All right. Well, now let's take our card packs out and see what we got. Dinobot Slag. He'll always be Slag to me.
And I got Bumblebee.
Seems like you lost out of the three of us.
I think I did. Common Bumblebee.
Is Slag common? It's C. Is it CTT17?
C is common. Yep.
Okay.
I got Starscream is UTT30.
Yeah, uncommon.
Nice.
Yay.
Cool.
Jeremy wins. I wonder if anybody, if anybody's listening and they open their cards with the comic, did you get anything good, like any rares or super, Nemesis Prime?
I saw a tweet where somebody pulled an Nemesis Prime. Yeah, that's worth it right there.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that'll do it for trips to the store. We're back from our trips to the store, so let's move on to some convention news.
For convention news this week, just one thing, although it's kind of big. TFCon DC 2019 tickets are now available. You have your choice of premium weekend pass for $100, but that's limited to 100 people, so it might be gone by now. The weekend pass, the regular price, is $50. That has early admission on Saturday, access to the programming all weekend, and the show floor both days. There's a deluxe Saturday pass that's Saturday only. That's basically just access to the programming and show floor. That's $35 in advance, $40 at the door. Saturday general admission is $25, and that's entry after 11. Sunday is $20. Kids between 5 and 12 are $5 each day. There's no charge for kids under 5 as usual. And the text says TFCon LA customizing class and T-shirt. The customizing class is $80. T-shirt's $25. I imagine that's just text that hasn't been updated. I think $80 is pretty much the common price for the customizing class. If you are interested, this will be October 25th through 27th in, just outside DC in, was it in Virginia?
It's Reston?
Reston, Virginia. Yeah. So I believe that was where it was last time. Yep. If you want to go, you can go ahead and get your tickets. I believe the hotel block is also open. Just go tfcon.com for all the U.S. TFCon information, and then tfcon.ca is all the Canada ones. That is it. If you're going to either show, let us know. We got people definitely going to Toronto, likely going to DC. That is it for convention news.
All right, and we will finish up the show with some feedback. All right, so we got a message from friend of the show, Ant, better known as TFU.info, who runs the site and the podcast Transformers University. So Ant writes in to weigh in on our discussion about the ever-increasing Masterpiece Transformer prices. So Ant says, when talking about MP prices, it's worth mentioning that Amazon.jp always gets you a much better deal on pre-orders. I ordered Masterpiece Hound for under $130 shipped, and if Amazon's price drops, Amazon Japan has the same pre-order guarantee as in North America. Okay, $130 for a Masterpiece car is bad, but not as bad as $160. And just for point of reference, Masterpiece Sunstreaker jumped to about $110 when it came out roughly 18 months ago, and Takara had way more repaint options for that one. So that's a good tip from Ant. So Amazon Japan, so Amazon.jp might be a go-to place to save a little bit of money on Masterpiece figures. But still, I think the larger point is that the Masterpiece cars are too damn high at this point.
Yeah, and if you ask everyone to go to Amazon Japan, you'll start running into the problem of you not being able to get stuff from Amazon Japan. Because they'll sell out too fast. You need the prices to be reasonable in the area in which you live, right? You shouldn't need to go elsewhere. It's the problem I run into every single time. I can't buy Masterpiece figures, like that in Canada. The best I've gotten are the Masterpiece movie figures, which are not of any option to me. I have to go to, Takara or, the other, like, Big Bad Toy Store, which is not a Canadian site. Or if I go to a Canadian site, I got to pay absorbent amount of price, higher prices for that. So if I wanted to shop on Amazon Japan, I probably could, but then shipping to Canada is going to be a lot higher. Just make the prices cheaper where you live. It should just be cheaper.
Everything should be cheaper.
Should just be cheaper. Just stop raising prices, damn it.
I mean, in general, I guess the issue is always going to be, these are imports. They're always imports, unless Hasbro decides to bring them over as an official Masterpiece North American release. These are always going to be imports, and the U.S. resellers are going to, pass the cost of import on to us, onto the customer. So that's always going to be a problem. So Hasbro, just bring over all the Masterpiece figures. We got a couple of comments from episode 331. So this is a couple of weeks ago. This was when we had Jay Bartlett on the show. So first from Sherlock Holmes, he mentions he really enjoyed the G.I. Joe / Transformers movie discussion with Jay Bartlett. What I find interesting is the Transformers movie directly gave us new characters that went on to helm the next series. The G.I. Joe movie gave us just as many new characters, and yet they were never seen again in the television series. Falcon was supposed to be their hot rod, yet never seen again. Yeah, it's very true. I think the G.I. Joe movie, instead of being kind of a new beginning for G.I. Joe, was really kind of the end point since the movie didn't do. I mean, it wasn't released theatrically, and it didn't. There wasn't any more cartoon series, or I guess I don't know if they didn't have another cartoon series after that.
There were some, kind of like reboots and stuff.
Yeah.
Well, the most recent one was G.I. Joe Renegades on the Hub.
Yeah.
Which I enjoyed, but it was a different take on G.I. Joe.
Yeah. But I mean, in the late 80s, I think they did do a late 80s, early 90s, they did a new G.I. Joe cartoon that was loosely connected to the original one. I think Cobra Commander, they found the Cobra Commander snake and used some magic to turn him back into a humanoid, and then he was, back fighting again.
Well, they had to do that to fit into Transformers Season 3.
Exactly. All right, another comment from Sledge. This was referring to that Nicey figure. Nicey is definitely a shell former. Looks like the arms are the only part used in the transformation. So he asks, which RC do the transmissions team recommend? So Daryl, I'm going to throw this over to you.
As far as all RCs, oh man, the Generations RC I thought was really good. Not the Headmaster one. I mean, that's still good, but I mean, it's a repaint. I really liked the Generations RC that they did a few years ago. As far as third-party RCs, there's been a few. I haven't put in any really a lot of thought into it because I really haven't bought any. So I don't know. Charles, what do you think?
Well, I am always partial to the Iron Factory little guys, so the little RC.
Damn, I didn't think you'd have an answer.
But I also do like the Generations, the official Hasbro RC. That's a good one.
The Mastermind Creations, I think they did, or was it the Ocular Max? Ocular Max just put out one, I think. Their RC was really cool. We saw it at TFCon in the flat black colors. Yeah, Azalea. It's currently on BBTS for $95. It looks pretty kick-ass. Jeremy, what is your thought on it?
I've heard nothing but good things about this Azalea, so I would say either that or probably the Generations, either one of the Generations, like the Headmaster or the original one.
Mm-hmm.
All right, well, that'll do it for feedback this week, and that'll do it for the end of the show. Thanks everyone for listening, and we will see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Later.
Hey everyone, thanks for listening to this episode of Transmissions. But just because this episode is over doesn't mean the Transformers fun has to stop. Join us and other Transformers fans on our Discord chat server by visiting transmissionspodcast.com/discord. If you would like to learn more about how you could support the Transmissions Podcast, just visit transmissionspodcast.com/support. Thank you all for listening, and we'll see you again next week.
We should get you a real air horn.
You don't know, because I have a kid that's asleep.
Wow, your intro is shit today.
Sorry, my son is calling me. It's messing me up. He's asking me to bring some juice up after the podcast. All right, I'm going to take care of this. Hold on. Goodbye. I'll be back.
Bring me some juice, Charles.
All right, hold on.
I wonder what kind of juice. I bet it's rich guy juice, like passion fruit juice. The kind of juice nobody else has but Charles.
Something tropical.
It's got to be tropical. At worst, it's pineapple juice. At absolute worst.
Pineapple juice is pretty cheap. I would say it's probably directly imported from like Fiji.
You're saying it's like Fijian? Like what kind of, like mango juice?
Like mango juice,
mango
yeah.
juice.
Like
It's got to be mango juice. Direct from Fiji. Like he has a direct line. It's a chartered plane that comes in every day with just a few mangoes. The guy gets off the plane, squeezes them into a vat. It's a vat of juice. Yes.
The guy probably has to go and pick it himself.
Of course.
Too.
Well, you want to get the right stuff, and if the guy's going to make the juice, he wants to get the right mangoes. You squeeze a little bit of passion fruit in there. Oh, that's some good frickin' juice, man.
Yeah.
We're the suckers that are stuck here with apple, orange, this commoner juice.
You know, if we're doing good, it's like the actual 100% juice.
Oh, yeah.
Not the concentrate.
No,
stuff.
we got the frozen fucking juice squares in the freezer.
It's just Hawaiian Punch, guys. Just Hawaiian Punch.
It was tropical.
It's definitely tropical. Direct from Hawaii.
Well, the fan vote is over, and the results. If you're listening to this on Wednesday, the results have already been announced because they were announced on June 17th. But since we're recording it the day before that, we don't have the results yet. But through the magic of editing, I think Mike can put the winner in right here. So, the winner of the fan vote in the next Decepticon in the War for Cybertron line is. Thanks, Mike, for putting that in.
That was I am so
What?
upset at the winner.
Oh my god.
I cannot believe that we were right or wrong about that.
Bombshell.
I can't believe they're going to make another Optimus.
This video is part of our regular Transmissions podcast. You can check that out at our website, transmissionspodcast.com. You guys can drink, but could you not pop your cans while I'm doing the intro? I mean, okay.
I have a straw. I be quiet.
I had to
We
drink.
do two shows. We do two shows every week. We do 2 shows every week. 2 shows.
I know that.
How many?
Stop yelling at me, Dad.